Hello class, and welcome to your Unit 5 test review. Alright, we're going to begin with question number 1. It says Stan went to a nursery to get grass seed for his yard. Common Bermuda seed costs $3.60 per pound, and ryegrass seed was on sale at $4 per 4 pounds for $6. Which equation can be used to find C, the total cost, if Stan buys 5 pounds of common Bermuda seed and 2 pounds of ryegrass seed? Wow, that was a mouthful. Okay, so let's look at what we have. The first thing that jumps out at me is that common Bermuda seed, which is $3.60 per pound. So that makes it pretty easy because we're going per pound, but they want to know if he's buying 5 pounds. So from 1 pound to 5 pounds, we're simply multiplying by 5. So the first part of your equation is going to be $3.60 times 5. Okay, now let's go on to the ryegrass seed. Okay, they tell us that it's on sale for 4 pounds at $6. Okay, but we only want 2 pounds. How did we go from 4 pounds to 2 pounds? Well, we divided by 2. So in your equation, you're going to take that $6 and divide it by 2. Now, total equation is going to be C equals, and we're just putting all of this together, $3.60 times 5. And you'll put that in parentheses, and then you're going to add that to $6 divided by 2. All right, we got that one. Okay, on to the next question. Scott spent $85.95 on 9 DVDs. What was the price of each DVD? This one's pretty simple. You're just going to divide. So we're going to take $85.95 and divide that out. All right, when we do the division on that, $85.95 divided by 9, that gives you $9.55 for each DVD. So your first answer is $9.55 per CD, or per DVD. Okay, now let's go on to the second part of that. It says, what would the price have been for each DVD if the store had given him 10% off each DVD? Okay, now on this, remember that when we're taking off a percentage, we take 1 minus that percentage. So 1 minus 10%, that's going to leave me with 90%. So we're going to take that $9.55 and multiply that by 9/10. Okay, 9/10, remember that's the same thing as 90%. Okay, so when we multiply that out, you're going to end up with $8.60. I want you to pause here and do the math on that. Make sure you know how to multiply that out. 9.55 times 0.9. Okay, do that on your own. You're going to hit pause and do that on your own. Okay, let's go on to the next question. Okay, we have the equation of line PQ is y equals x minus 1. Which of these coordinates also lies on line PQ? Okay, now on this one, we're simply going to plug in and just check and see which one works. Now remember, when you're looking at choice F, the 0 is your x value and -1 is your y value. So we're going to start out with that one and see if it works. Okay, so if we plug in, it says y would be -1 equals 0 minus 1. I want to know, is that a true statement? Well, of course, 0 minus 1 is -1, so that checks out as true. Okay, so that one just happens to be the answer. Now I want to go ahead and show you how G does not work, just so you know what's going to happen if we get a wrong answer. Okay, so on G, you would have 2 equals 4 minus 1. What is 4 minus 1? Well, it's 3. See how 2 does not equal 3, therefore that is not a right answer. That's what's going to happen if it comes out to be wrong. Okay, so I think we've proved our point on that, and we know that F is the correct answer on that one. Okay, on to the next one. Okay, it says the following formula is called Euler's theorem and shows the relationship between F, the number of faces, V, and the number of vertices, and E, the number of edges of a polyhedron. Okay, and you'll see on the formula we have faces plus vertices equals edges plus 2. Okay, the diagram shows a regular dodecahedron, which is a polyhedron that has 12 faces, each a congruent pentagon. Now, let me explain to you what a polyhedron is. A polyhedron is just a solid figure with many plane faces, and typically it has more than 6 faces. Okay, so let's go on to the question. It says, if the regular dodecahedron has 30 edges, how many vertices does it have? We are simply going to plug in what they're giving us. We're going to plug it into that formula that you see. So you're going to say 12 plus V equals 30 plus 2. Okay, and we're just plugging in what they gave us. We plugged in the faces and we plugged in the edges. Okay, so now on the right hand side I want to go ahead and combine the 30 plus 2, so I have 32 on the right. Now I'm solving for V, so I want to get rid of that 12. I'm going to do the opposite, so subtract 12 from both sides. And 12 minus 12 gives you 0. So we have V equals 20. Okay, so your answer is 20. Okay, and if you need more help with that one, come see me either before school or after school, and I'll help you go back through that one. Okay, on to the next question. Ingrid earns $200 each week in salary plus a 20% commission bonus on her total sales. If Ingrid wants to earn a total of $400 for the week, which equation could represent this situation? Okay, we're going to start out by filling in what we know. Okay, now if you look at your answer choices, it looks like they start out with the total. So what is the total that we're wanting? Well, the total we want is $400. So I'm going to start out with $400 and say that equals. Let's see. Now I'm going to look at the amount that would be my set amount. I'm going to look at $200 each week. So if you have $200 each week, you need an X beside that. I just said that wrong. 200 each week. That's going to be your set amount. So there's no X beside that. I apologize. Now you have a 20% commission. So your commission is going to be times however many hours. All right, so you have your set amount is $200 each week, and then you're taking 20% of your sales. Therefore, this one looks a little bit backwards. We don't like seeing it that way, but that is actually the correct answer. A is your correct answer. Another way of writing that, and something that would maybe be more familiar to you, would be to see it as 400 equals 20% X plus that $200. Okay, either one of these would be a correct answer. Okay. Okay, on to the next question. Viva School requires each student to earn 75 hours of community service each year. Viva has already earned 27 hours. She plans to earn the rest by volunteering at a nursing home for 2 hours per visit. Which equation represents how many 2-hour trips T that Viva should make to the nursing home in order to fulfill her community service requirement? Okay, on this one's pretty easy. We know that the total hours is 75, so that's going to be the answer. And then we're doing 2 hours per visit. Remember, when I say per visit, you're going to have a variable beside that. So 2 times T, and then we're going to add that into what she already has. So she already has 27. So you're going to have 2T plus 27. And I just had that written in a little bit different form. So C is going to be the proper answer on that. 20. It should be D, my bad. It should be 2T plus 27 equals 75. Merps, I made a mistake. All right, guys. I think it's almost done.
Okay.
Oh, no, that's fine.
Okay, this is our last question. Miss Smith's class recorded the total amount of money they collected for a recycling project each week. At the end of the first week, they collected $80, and at the end of the second week, they collected a total of $160. And then the third week, they had a total of $220. Is the relationship between the number of weeks and the total amount of money collected a proportional or non-proportional relationship? The easiest way to do this problem is to set up a table. So let's set up an XY table with our process in the middle. And X is going to be our weeks, and Y will be our total. So we had 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. And 1 week was 80. 2 weeks was 160. And 3 weeks was 220. So to find our rate of change, we see that our X's are going up by 1, so we can just look at the Y. So 80 to 160 is plus 80. And then is 160 to 220 is also plus 80. So we know our multiplier is going to be 80. So if I do 80 times 1, I get 80. So I don't need to add or subtract anything to get the answer I want. And to check it, I would do 80 times 2, which is 160, and 80 times 3 is 220. So since I'm not adding anything to it, and I have a constant rate of change, that's not plus 80, that is plus 60, Miss Charles, you messed that up, sorry. No, I didn't say plus 80. I didn't know what it was till you said plus 80. No, that one's plus 80. The next one is plus 60. So since it does not have a constant rate of change, because they are different, then it is not proportional. So don't mess up like Miss Charles did and pick proportional, guys, okay? So do good on your test, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.